Hello, I am David Vasile. I'm 15 years old and I'm from Romania. I really like football and I really want to show to people what makes football so great, not on the pitch, but the whole community built around it. Football is the most popular sport on earth. It is played and followed everywhere in the world. This is also what makes it differ from other sports. Football is the most popular sport in most countries, and the ones where it is not, there still is a big community of football fans. This means that no matter where you go on the planet, you will find people attached to this sport. What this globalization of the sport also creates is really strong identification that people have with their own team or with their country's national team. In such a huge football community around the world, people identify more and more with their own, and this creates a stronger emotion with their team and country, especially with nationalism and extremism on the rise in the world. Often, people who support the same teams also have similar political views and views about the world. This creates an even stronger bond with the community built around their football clubs. Today, we will be trying to understand why people become football fanatics for their teams, what drives people to be so attached to their football club and community built around it. Football is a great sport beloved by billions of people. The vast majority of football fans have a football team they follow, their teams. In modern football, we often see a concept of people choosing a top team that is competing at the highest level. This is not the majority of fans, though. This is a small part of football fanatics, and that is not really what we'll be talking about in this video. What we are looking at is the fans who support their local teams, teams that are closely tied to their community. Often, there are teams that represent certain cities or regions, and almost all football fans from those places support that certain team. That makes them very attached to the team because they feel like that team represents them, it represents their values, their community. This leads to fanaticism. When people support a team that makes them and their community, region, or town seen by the world. There are a few examples of that around the world. This is also a phenomenon that is predominant in poorer cities or regions, where football is the place where they can beat the rich, where they can be better than the richer areas in cities. Probably the ultimate example of this is in Naples. Naples is a poor city in the south of Italy, which I'm sure you've probably heard of. Their local team, Napoli, is one of the top Italian football clubs, having won four Serie A titles, a European Cup, and several other Italian trophies. Everyone in Naples supports Napoli. Football is their way of showing the rest that they are better. Their traditional rivals are teams from Milan and Torino, northern cities that are industrial and much richer than Naples. So for the people in Naples, the football club is their way of filling up their lives and their way of representing their city. Almost everything around that city is related to the football club in one way or another. You see references of the team and club legends everywhere, continuing on representing your own area. This is also why people are so passionate about their country's national football team. Before, we used to have wars and battles. It was the way of showing others who is stronger and who is better. Nowadays, football is the way for many to represent their country. While globalization is everywhere, people still love their countries and want to represent them. Football gives people a sense of belonging that way. Going to the stadium, being with others like you. It is also something psychological, a sense of us against them. In the past, we had tribes and wars and other such things. Now, people still like this notion of us against them, and football offers that. It gives people somewhere where they can feel like they triumph, even if they're not playing. They feel like it is their victory if their team or country wins. Except for region or national motives for fanaticism, we also see religion getting involved sometimes. One of the world's biggest football rivalries between the two biggest football clubs in Scotland, Rangers Glasgow and Celtic Glasgow, perfectly represents that. The two Glasgow Giants are by far the biggest two football teams in Scotland and have by far the two biggest fan bases in the country. This rivalry is extremely heated because the two city rivals fans have extremely different views about everything relating life. Rangers fans are unionists supporting the King and Great Britain. Celtic fans, on the other hand, are mostly Irish, meaning that they are against the king and want Scotland to separate from the UK. Ranger fans are Protestant and Celtic fans are Catholic, and unfortunately, these two religions have had heated moments in the past in history, which also leads to the hatred in between these two teams, hooliganism, and also racist chants, unfortunately. And this is apart from the national rivalry between Britain and Ireland, which is also existent, especially in a football context. Even politically, these two fan bases are completely opposite, with Rangers fans often being right wing and Celtic fans left wing. Obviously, there are exceptions. There are fans who aren't any of these things listed above and can be a Celtic or Rangers fans. But in Glasgow, a city split between these factors religion, nationality, or political views. Most of these fans of either club are these things because, with football being a big part of their life, they feel like they belong when they go to club events or games, and most of the other fans there have the same beliefs as them. This psychological effect is huge in football fanaticism. People feel like when they go to football games, it's them against the others. The others could be friends or even family, but during these 90 minutes, often people just view things differently. It's us against them and nothing else. So, in conclusion, football fanaticism is something very complex. It is hard to put a pinpoint on what exactly leads to hooliganism, extreme passion for people, football teams, or what leads people to be so attached to their teams. There are multiple causes, but all of them lead us to the same conclusion on what the cause is. What makes people feel this attachment is the sense of belonging and representation in society, with people seeking the sense of belonging and relevance in their lives. Their football club's community often offers them that, and the sense of us against them, this psychological factor just adds on to that basically. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope you enjoyed the video.